Okay, should be, yeah, it is recording. So welcome everybody. My name is Chase, and today I have just a privilege in working with and talking with a woman who has done very well promoting her business, which is Cash Effects. If you don't know about Cash Effects, it is literally a one-time payment of $300 into this automated system that generates a lifetime of income. And so most of I just dropped
Oops.
my phone, sorry. Uh, most of the members here are actively in Cash Effects. It's simply remarkable. But with that, I want to turn our attention to Hazel. And Hazel's in the, it dropped again, sorry.
Oh, gee.
Hazel
Glitch.
is in the UK, and so many time zones away. Many of us are in the United States, but Hazel has been, as she mentioned earlier and in other videos, doesn't come from a networking background. I'll let her share that, but she's been using Facebook in a way to opportunity with others. And so with that, I want to introduce Hazel Moore. And Hazel, let's just start a little bit maybe about your story. You and I met in a separate opportunity that was Bitcoin related, and that was all fine and good. But tell us a little more about your story of how you got involved to where you are today.
Okay, well, hello everybody. And yeah, my name is Hazel and I'm in England. And because CashFX is crypto related, was my gateway into it. So I've been very interested in crypto for about 3 years now, but it was with lending platforms, ICOs, that kind of thing, and huge roller coaster of a journey until we fast forward to now to CashFX, which truly is a breath of fresh air in the crypto forex trading market. You know, when I feel into the company and to the owners, they are clean and clear, and their attitude to everything is of a servant leader. You know, they truly, when I say that, I just tingle. So yeah, I came in through the crypto doorway, and I was reluctant to share because of what, you know, crypto and the lending platforms and the ICOs had put us all through with their shocking way that they disregard people and their money. The impunity of it all was just terrible to me. But something inside me kept me going until CashFX came along. Um, and so I just started sharing it on Facebook because it was too good not to share. And, you know, I think it behoves us all to share things that are so good and that are helping so many of us where the rubber meets the road, which is keeping a roof over our head, food on the table, paying our bills, and then we move on to having money to spare and to share. So that's the beauty of it. So I couldn't not share it, as is my way when I come across anything good. You know, it's just my soul impels me to share it, if you like. So I started just sharing it on Facebook. Obviously, people knew me from my background, which was I am and was a spiritual mentor and teacher. And I came onto Facebook originally about 2010 because of my daughter, and I lived abroad and we lived in separate countries. So I got onto Facebook. Okay, so to fast forward to now, I treat Facebook as a business. I truly do, but I do not separate my business from my personal life. It all flows together because that's who I am. I am my business, which is my personal life, which is everything together. And so nothing is really separate for me. So I didn't have to break down that mindset, that resistance that a lot of people have in sharing things on Facebook, because if you want to succeed, you cannot have anything private on Facebook. You must have all of your posts set to public and be willing to share. Okay, so that's the very first thing. It's your best friend, and it's business related. Okay, but we're not separating business from personal life. Okay, so the first thing is to understand your target audience is the number of friends that you have. And we're allowed 5,000 of them. Okay, that's the rules of Facebook. And I will add here that we have to follow their rules. Whether we like it or not, they too are a business. And they have done extremely well in getting rid of a lot of the scammers, a lot of the people who do project easy money with fantastic exaggerated figures and so on. And you know, whether we like that or not, they will block people who use words like money, financial success, earn big money, and you're splashing dollars everywhere. They will block those posts. And for me, rightly so, because I'm just not into all of that. I'm not into the bells and the whistles and so on and so forth. So we have to respect that and own it actually as part of our lives, that we shouldn't want that either. So our target audience is our number of friends. Okay, 5,000 we have. Now let's look at this. What does that mean actually? If the majority of your Facebook friends are over 65, and I'm one of them, okay, it doesn't matter how creative you are, the chances are that most of those people in that age group are not going to be caught up with digital currency, let alone the digital age, okay? So it's no point having those people as your target audience. All right. So those people are not your target audience. Okay. You'll get the few, you know, there's always the few of us like Martha and myself who don't fall into that. But generally speaking, most of them are not going to be. So who should the audience be then? Well, the audience should be the young millennials, the up and coming 20 to 30-year-olds, okay? They are ready to become entrepreneurs and take their financial situation into their own hands. That is my experience of the youngsters. They have come and been born into this world and they stand on our shoulders, remember, but they are ready to change the paradigm. Okay, and not all of them, of course, but the majority are. And I've come across so many young people who have the mindset that they want to be entrepreneurs and they are bringing something forth from within them, excitement, passion, and so on, to break this gridlock that we've got about getting a job, and you know you can't survive if you haven't got a job. To me, the main mindset to break down is that we don't need a job, we need an income. And that is one of the
Exactly.
main messages to get across to our friends. You know, we're all one, everybody. There's no such thing as a stranger if you're on the same wavelength. And that's what we need to get across. So the young millennials, okay, networkers, Martha, networkers, crypto influencers, and Forex influencers. Now, what do I mean by an influencer? An influencer is someone in the Facebook world that when you scroll through their timeline, they're getting 80 to 100 likes per post that they put up. That's when you know someone is an influencer of others. And they're the kinds of people we want to befriend on Facebook. Okay, so once you start changing who your friends are on Facebook, now I'm assuming we're all up to 5,000, many of us are not, so we've got that leeway. I think I'm up to 4,500. So I haven't really got rid of all of my old friends. You know, you see a mixture of what I post, which I'll get into. But having said that, once I do hit 5,000, I won't have any qualms in going through my friends list and seeing who I do not, you know, interact with, you know, and you're looking at their faces and whatever. I won't have any qualms about that because there's no point because they don't interact with me anyway, you know, on any level. So Our target audience is the young millennials, the networkers, crypto influencers, and Forex influencers, okay? Assuming that we're all using our Facebook for CashFX, okay? I mean, if you're into CBD oil, you're going to look for those influencers, okay? And the content, we want our content to attract these people, which means we don't really post all the time what we like, all right? We post our niche, of course, because that's what we're good at. That's where we come in as the experts, especially with Cash FX. So we need to find out what these people in these groups that I've talked about just now are interested in. So it's going to be Bitcoin, isn't it? It's going to be money. It's going to be freedom, lifestyle. It's going to be mindset. It's going to be alignment with the powers that be. We can call it God, which it is, but some people don't like that word. So all we do is find another word for what we know is God, because we want them to feel comfortable. We don't want to come across as religious, nuts. All right. But we are on that. I know most of us here, we are in that alignment zone. Okay. We are all knowing that there is a greater power source, God, that is for the good of all. And that's what I love. Even talking to you guys here now, I can sense, through the screen that we're all on the same page with money, finances, philanthropy, and God, and how we're going to use the equipment to get that across. Okay, so we're coming to the content. It's going to be about Bitcoin, money, freedom, lifestyle, and we've got a lot to offer. But people like posts about our own personal lives as well, because when we post about our personal lives, they get to know us and they get to trust us. I post about my grandson. It's, oh, she's a grandmother, and it kind of, we get that bond, we get that link between us. And then I'll post about my daughter, or I'll ask something, my grandson's whatever, And so I post all about that. I post about my spiritual truths as well, on a really deep level, and people get to see all of that. So the posts are not all about what we're selling, okay? So 25% of our posts should be about our personal life that we are willing to share. Okay, I come from the paradigm that nothing is hidden. There is nothing about me that is secret. Okay, so 25% would be about that. 25% is going to be about our business and sharing links and whatnot and all of that. And the other 50% is going to be chatting like this, sharing recordings like this on our Facebook page. Okay, and in that way, over a very short amount of time, the algorithms, the bots, or however they send these algorithms out, however it works, I don't understand it, but it starts to change who sees our posts, okay? Because the interests are changing, and therefore it's attracting people that see Bitcoin, crypto, networking, and all of that in my posts. And the more people like my posts with the emoji things, and the more people who love them, Facebook actually loves the emoticons. The more we use them and let Facebook know that we are interacting with this person's post, and especially if we add a comment, that's going to give us more exposure to the whole of Facebook, and Facebook will show our posts to many, 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 many more people. Okay, I want to retrack a little bit, because in the early days when I was posting about Cash FX and so on, I didn't see one person like the post, let alone love it, or let alone make a comment. But over time, and it wasn't a very long time, because I've only been in Cash FX since last August, people started to message me on Facebook. They didn't like to show that they had noticed that a lot of people are very secretive, they're very shy. which to me is not a virtue. Shyness is not a virtue. It's not natural to be shy. It's natural to be perhaps introverted, a little bit introverted, but it's not natural to be shy, but many people are. And they started to get in touch with me on Messenger, and I would just set up a Zoom meeting like this one or a Facebook Live and chat to them. So don't just get discouraged when you first start that not many people are interacting. It doesn't mean that people are not seeing your posts. You know, you only need a couple of people and they will start messaging you, which is also part of Facebook. And, you know, Facebook picks it all up like magic. So we've got the content, posts about our life, not always about Cash FX, okay? And the other thing is live streaming, Facebook Lives. It is well known that Facebook Lives, and I'm including this because we can post the replay, we can post some replays on Facebook, and we'll get exposure from that as well, okay? And I'll go into uploading. You upload this to Facebook. You don't put a link there because Facebook wants to keep people on Facebook. So if I was to put this Zoom link actually under, you know, a status that I'd put, it would take people away from Facebook. So what I would do is click on the video icon and upload the whole of this, whether it's an hour or 2 hours, to Facebook, and people would see it there. And the Facebook algorithms would make sure more people saw it. So that's the thing. Don't worry about that. I've made a Words document and I'll be sharing all of that as well, so you can have that later. But if you've got any questions as we go along, then do ask. So to retrack, target audience is the number of people you've got as friends, okay? And you would need to check that, you know, they're not all over 65, because, you know, there's going to be a poor return on that, all right?
Right.
But never wipe old people out. Never, never. But you get what I'm saying, don't you? And we want the young millennials, because they've got the energy to go out there and share, share, share. You know, like we used to have when we were 20, you know, okay? So I'm very interested in that age group, because you just need one and they'll pass it through their phones to everybody they know. Okay, then we've got the content, which we want to attract people. Okay, 25% of the content is about our personal life, sharing our life. 25% is about our business. 50% is Facebook Live streaming on any topic you want. You know, whether you display flowers or you're into knitting or you're into skiing, people like to see very short videos about that, because it's so important to build the trust. So important to connect with people like we are now, because they can hear your voice. And you know what it's like, if someone's voice grates on you, you think, oh, I can't listen. And you feel their energy and you just shut down. And that's why I like to get on. I want people to see my face and I want people to hear my voice. Okay, because I've got a lot to say. Okay, so we go to that. Now, the live streaming, like I've said, mostly they're going to watch the replay. And that's why you see a lot of people saying comment replay below. All right, you've seen that, you put hashtag replay, okay, and they say please comment, okay, so people do that as well. Now, if we master live streaming, which is what we're doing now, it's gonna be a game changer for us all. Just one a day would be marvelous, but I know a lot of people have got resistance. You're sitting there, aren't you? You're getting used to it. Right, I'm gonna kick the switch now. Yeah, oh, I'll just have a wee. Oh, I'll just get a drink of water. I'll do it in a minute. And then you press it and something goes wrong. It's not amazing. Right, that's it. I'm not doing it. But I urge you to persevere. Truly I do, to break through that density of resistance, because you don't want to do it, and just do it, because you can always delete it. You can always delete it. That's the beauty. And that's the thing that got me. I thought, I can just delete it if I don't like it. You know, if I'm looking at it and I cringe, right, I'm deleting it and deleting it. So always remember that. And I was going to say, Chase, at the end of this, we could set up a challenge and we'll do 10 Facebook Lives, one a day for the next 10 days, to get us all, you know, in the swing of it, and we can all like each other's Facebook lives, put a little heart there, and a little comment, and that will give you such a boost, you know, with people
Yes.
that don't even, are not even your friends at the moment, because you'll get a lot of people that are not your friends watching as well. Okay, so
You know, I'll interrupt real quick. That's just
yeah,
a fantastic idea in that your team, my team, all of us can be practicing, pardon me, and doing a live Zoom. And it could be 1 or 2 minutes, just
yeah,
something that you want to speak about. And then we will all see that. Maybe later in the day, we like it. It builds attraction. It builds the algorithm of Facebook. And all of a sudden, other people are attracted to that too, because guess what? We're all sitting at home on
yeah,
Facebook anyways. So great idea.
absolutely. Absolutely. And not only that, we're in the 24-hour clock time zone, aren't we? I'm in England. My friend on here, Daryl, he's in New Zealand. You can't get much further across the world than that. And you guys are in PST or Mountain Time. We've got people in Europe, and we're covering all the time zones. Okay, we just need to get people from Singapore and Asia who absolutely are into crypto and the digital economy. You know, that's a
Yeah.
really good, they're really good countries to break into with what we want to achieve for ourselves. So I got to the live streaming, didn't I? The Facebook Lives,
Yep.
power
And
through the
I'm going to
resistance.
interrupt again
Yeah.
real quick. Lorraine asked a question. What's the difference between live streaming and videoing ourselves and posting?
Well, the live streaming is that you would do a Facebook Live. I think it was Lorraine who asked that. So you would just go
Yeah.
to Facebook and click the live little button there, and then your computer or your phone, you will come up live there and then on Facebook. As we're doing it now, it's not going to be live per se, but it's as good as live streaming. I will often do a recording on Zoom and load it up to Facebook as though it were live. Okay,
Right.
to me, there's not much difference. What would you say to that, Chase?
Well, you know, there's some technical learning here for some of us, but once it's either live or recorded, essentially. And if you want to practice with a recording, Zoom is a fabulous tool. You all have a phone that will record video. There's all the tools that we have, and it's just fine tuning what you're comfortable with. And I will do more training. This is kind of the big picture, if you will, and then we can get into more detail of actually how to do that. And I'd be glad to do those types of trainings.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, yeah. So I hope that answers that question. There's not a lot of difference really. And I also want to say that Facebook statistics show that 90% of the viewers watch the replay. Okay, 90%, and they are the actual statistics. So so guys, you know, do it on Zoom if that's easier for you, and that will give you the confidence, you know, just to get on your phone when you're in the garden and do a Facebook Live, you know, and probably no one will come on and watch it, but they will watch the replay. Okay, they will, people will. And I'm not saying we're going to be Facebook Live in rubbish, but people watch a lot of rubbish. They really do. You know, they might only watch it for 5 seconds, but that's enough for the algorithm to have recognized your page and your name and your, you know, your coding. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that is such a good thing, because then they will see your text written posts and so on. And that's why I urge us all, myself as well, to do more of it during our days. Okay, so we spoke about that. Okay, now imagine you've got 5,000 Facebook friends, okay, or even 1,000. You can do this with 1,000 that you know, you've gone through them, you know, in your friends list on Facebook. You've clicked on that icon that sends friends, and it brings all your friends up. And supposing you've got 1,000 and you're looking at it and you think, well, I don't even know these people, but somehow over the year you've friended them. You want to start sifting through them and unfriending those that you haven't got a clue about. And then when you start to look at other people's pages and timelines that are in our niche who we want to connect with. You can send them friend requests and start interacting with them. So you're changing over the way you are operating, what you want to share. So that is something that I should be doing now. I'm up to 4 or 5 or whatever. So it would do me good once a month to go through those 5,000, delete 1,000, and then just spend a little bit of time going through. For example, this is just an example, I've got some links here on my Word doc that I'm going to share for the crypto influencers on Facebook. Okay, I Googled it and it came up with people's names. So I'm going to click on 10 of those people's names, look at how many people are interacting with each post they put. And if they've got over 100, I know they're a real good influencer. Even though I've Googled it, I can see the proof, okay? So I would send a friend request. I would like their profile picture. I would like a couple of their posts, and I would comment on a couple of their posts. You know, just go down 2 or 3, don't make a big thing of it, and just make some general comments, or, oh, you're spot on with what you say. It could even be a Tony Robbins page, okay? He's got huge followers. So these, and top networkers as well. So I've got 3 links here that I'm going to share with you all, and you can then do that yourself. So to go over that again, you would go to the Facebook timeline of the crypto influencer that you've chosen. Let's say it's Chase Swift, okay? You'd go to his page, you'd just have a quick look to see how many followers he's got, how many likes he's getting, how many comments are made, and then you would like his profile pic, okay? You would like some of his posts or love some of them. The heart is better than the like. You know, these might be, you know, silly things, but they're very important. The small things are important, aren't they? And then you'd make a comment, spot on. And you can bet your bottom dollar, if you do that a couple of days, that person is going to come and look at your timeline. They are going to come and look at your timeline. Once they've done that, the Facebook algorithms notch that up, and the chances are you're going to start showing up in his group or his people's notifications, okay? This is how we gain momentum. But the thing is, guys, you've got to do it consistently. Consistency brings the momentum that is to compounding and money, what energy is to getting known, all right? It is magical. Once you get momentum, which is being persistent and consistent, it brings about an energy shift that is magical, especially if you're doing it from a place of wanting to share, not worry. If you start worrying and getting, oh, I'm not getting any likes, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that, you are going to contract. These are the universal laws. Your energy will contract and you will not be up there where you want to be. As we expand, we help Facebook expand. And so we expand more with all of it, and then we expand into the oneness. That's how universal law works. And Facebook is no different. We're all in it together. So it is about being, promise yourself, commit. You've got your to-do list, you commit 20 minutes to get on Facebook and, you know, do what I'm sharing here. Easy, and personally I enjoy it. I love doing it. So that's that part. We start engaging with people, like I've just said. Liking and commenting is so important. And, you know, I've seen Chase and other people here, you know, please comment, please share. And how many of us actually do? It's such a simple thing to click that like, isn't it? But how many? Come on, hands up. How many of you here do that every time?
Yeah, I try to do that because I understand the algorithms, and
Yeah.
it works when you do it.
to me, it's like having a conversation with someone. You know, I could be talking to Martha and I'm talking to her, and she just doesn't answer me. It's like talking to a brick wall. And yet, you know, people have seen your Facebook posts, you know, because some even share them without even liking or mentioning that they've actually stolen your post. You know, and that is, oh, I thought I'd disappeared, but I'm here.
Oh no, yeah, you're there.
So it is so important to like and love and comment, and I'm going to promise myself to do that more. I go through some of my team's posts sometimes, and I'll like them and love them and all of that, and I should do that a hell of a lot more than I do. So I'm going to state that here and now. Anyone on my team, I'm going to start doing it. And also, if you go through, you know, your friends' timelines and you comment on them in the same way that I've said to you, look for your influencers in crypto and friend them. If you go through your friends' timelines who you think will be interested in this and you like and comment on what they're talking about, Facebook will show them in their notifications what you're up to. That happens as well. So that's another, you know, backdoor little anecdote to start doing. Okay, I noticed that for myself. I thought, oh, they're showing up, and it was because I'd been to their pages and checked them out and see what they're up to as well. So I did that. Okay, the vocabulary that we use for what we want ultimately to be sharing with people is important. Like I said, so we don't use words like money and finances, and we don't put dollar signs and pound signs and so on. So for example, I'll make a post about the percentage returns that we've got from Cash FX. That's a percentage return. This is not money and it's not triggered up as such. And if I want people to know how much I've made that day, I won't put a pound sign or a dollar sign. I'll just put 230, for example. And those that catch on quickly really get that. I don't do that all the time, but I do it sometimes according to how I'm moved to do it. Okay, so and we don't, opportunities is not a good word to use, because I discovered that some people thought, oh, here we go, another network opportunity. Even though she's saying it's an opportunity, she means networking. Oh, you know what I mean, let's get down in our boots. So I understand that, because I understand that networking and MLM from years ago has got a really bad name from the way people worked it. You know, they were just, a lot of them were just scoundrels, and I understand that. So we use the word project instead. Okay, so we're in on a project, not an opportunity, it's a project. So that's you know, as I say that, it's a better choice of words. So that kind of thing is really important, and we're changing people's mindsets so that you know, that word opportunity can be negative to some people if they've had a bad experience with networking and pyramid schemes and all that stuff that I'm not really into. So that was a blessing for me, because I didn't have that background. And I used to think, what are you talking about? I'm just sharing it. Sharing is networking, you know. So that served me well, actually. Okay, so I spoke about 25% of what you do should be about your family. They trust you. Don't share too much of other people's stuff, right? Some of it, but not much. Like I'm talking about 1 or 2 a week, if that. Okay, let it be 99% your content, even if it's regurgitated content. Right, now what I mean by that is, I'll see someone, I think, oh, it's a really good post, I love that, but I'll put it all around my story, I'll put it in my language, and I might just take a couple of words from that, you know, like trigger words, and use that. And it's perfectly okay to recycle and regurgitate someone's post. I mean, let's face it, with Cash FX, we're all wanting to say the same thing. But if we used exactly the same post all the time, Google would notch that up, and it would not be in our favor, because it's just spamming. Okay, so Um, bear that in mind, and also the integrity of it, not necessarily with a Cash FX post, but you know, with some of my posts about spirituality and so on, it behoves us all to have integrity and honor, and to just put our name there and to ask if we can share it, which most people do anyway. But you get what I'm saying. But it's okay within Cash FX to regurgitate and reword the text, but you're saying the same thing. Okay, make sense? What else did I want to say? Yeah, I think really 50%, yeah, posts and live streams. Oh yeah, your profile picture of you, not an avatar, not an icon, not a picture of a Bitcoin, you. People want to see that you are a real living person. So, you know, a nice smile, nice open arms and whatever. Okay, that is important, because if people want to friend me on Facebook, I immediately will not confirm a friend request if it's not their photo. And I always go to their profile and just check, you know, who they are. And this is no disrespect to the men here, but there are quite a few men who will have just an avatar of themselves, and their Facebook is just full of women. And immediately, you know, that's a no-no. And they will then message you and all kinds of things. Just block them. Don't have any emotion around it. Immediately just block them. We can't stop it. Those people are out in the world. We don't even know where they are, but don't have emotional attachment to what they're doing. Just block them immediately. You don't even need to ask or feel bad about it. And likewise with you men, I don't know if women do that to you, but it certainly happens with us women a lot. That I
You know,
take.
Hazel, I'm going to make a quick comment. There's a few things you have mentioned on how to do this, how to do that. And as we will do further trainings, that's great. But YouTube is literally just jam-packed full of people that do a video specifically on how to remove friends, how to, you know, change your profile picture, how to do all these steps and things that you've been mentioning. So as people want to learn and move forward, like right this moment, and you may not know exactly how to do it, go to YouTube and type in exactly what you're looking for. And I'm quite confident there's somebody that's done a video on exactly what you need to know. So that's a good way to learn without waiting for someone to train us.
Yeah, it's probably you, Chase, isn't it? How to. You've got loads of really good videos.
Yeah, I do.
That was, I was coming to YouTube actually. It's the last tip on here. But Chase is absolutely right. I use Google a lot, and I always put in how to, you know, for everything. Before I ask any of my colleagues, I will go to Google, how to boil an egg, right? How to set up 2FA, how to make a transaction in Cash FX. It's all there, you know. So, you know, let that be your first port of call, as Chase says. So yeah, there is really good content by, this is for your posts, okay? Or if you want to make a short 2-minute video, there's really good content on YouTube everywhere. And all you need is like a 2-minute video. That's enough, right? 2 minutes. And
I'll check that.
yeah, and so go onto YouTube.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, Lorraine, is that you? All right, I'll mute her for a moment. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so, you know, YouTube is your best friend as well, okay? And especially if you make your own videos. If you do a Facebook Live and you think that's pretty good, upload it to YouTube and then put how to in front of it, and you'll start getting up there on the Google ratings. But, you know, Chase is absolutely expert at that, and he's got his own group, which, you know, we can all join, you know, after this. Like he said, this is an overview of what we should be doing and how we should be using Facebook. And you know, the two best ones are still Facebook and YouTube. And I have to say this, I don't care what anyone else says, they are the best. But you can get really good results from Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and all of that, for sure you can. But for me, to master 2 is better than having little bits in 6 social media platforms. So my 2 are Facebook and YouTube. Okay, so you can watch a video on YouTube about Cash FX, for example, and you can stop the video, you can make notes, and then you can make your own post around whoever's been talking, what they've been saying, if you've liked what they've been saying, and you can put that up as a post. Or if you're good at speaking, you can just reword it. What I do is I just walk around my home speaking out loud what I want to say. And then I get to the point where I know I've nailed it. And I'll jump on Zoom and I'll record it. I think, oh, marvelous. But you've got to do it in the moment. Otherwise, you lose that being in the zone. So I might listen to a recording, for example, and get the concept, and then I'll speak it in my own words until I get it perfect, because you know when you're in the zone, and you've got to keep doing it over and over, and then I'll record it and it's done, and it's done forever. You know, I've got YouTube videos that I've made from years ago, and I still post them now and again on Facebook. And my new friends think they're new, and I did them that day, but you know, I did them years ago because you know what stands is ancient. The knowledge and the truths that stand are ancient. They don't change. You know, we're not keeping up with fashion here. Money and the way money is made has stood the test of time for decades, for centuries. It's forex trading, it's stock market, it's all of that. And the wealthy elite know how to do it. So it stands the test of time when you've made just one video. And a year down the road, for example, Andrew, I could be saying to you, you made that in 2020, but it's still good. So get onto YouTube and short videos, because people, unless they're really interested and they are into the tutorials like all of us are, and the Cash FX webinars, you know, they're just going to watch the first couple of minutes, unless, you know, it's really what they are hooked into. And then they'll go on to watch the webinars, which, you know, are so expertly done. We certainly don't need to do that. But if you do like the idea of doing an introduction like Chase does, and you've got the time to some of the videos, that is superb to do that. But I'm digressing because this is about Facebook and Chase is the YouTube expert. So that essentially is all that I wanted to cover, because that is the nuts and bolts and that's how to do it. I just want to bring in canva.com is what I use for all of my images. So you can get a lovely image and you can upload it into Canva, and you can put text on it, and you can change the colors, you can put stars and whatever you want. So get used to using Canva. It's free and it is an exceptional platform to use for what we want to do.
Yeah, I would second that. It's very powerful, very colorful, very layouts are done for you, and you just add your spin and your content and keep it very positive. Download the image right onto Facebook, and now you have something creative that you have created, and it attracts people to you.
Yeah, and it's yeah, and it's very intuitive as well, and I love it because it's like a meditation for me. I'll go when I'm getting a bit overwhelmed or a little bit, I need a break from this. I'll go into Canva and I'll create a lovely image and a meme or whatever, and it just brings me back to balance, you know? And that's how I use it. It's a fantastic platform. Okay, so any questions on Facebook? I hope that's all made sense for a start. And who's up for the challenge? From Monday, 10 days, we'll all do a short Facebook Live. All right, we're all in, I think we're all in Chase's group, or we're all in Hazel More Online anyway. And we can do that there, and people can join in. And if you're really, really committed and you really want what you want, you'll do it. You really will do it. You really will. Yeah. So if you don't do it, it'd be such a shame, because we ask people to share it.
Yeah, and things can happen. You're mentioning it takes some time, and it does, but things can happen all of a sudden rather quickly when you connect with the person that is really in need, or just, you know, we all are in different places, and sometimes you have a message that just resonates with someone right away, and all of a sudden you're connecting, and then you meet them, bring them into a Zoom where we can show more results, and you know, answer their questions, and they feel so connected and so valued. And we'd like to do one-on-ones because they feel valued, as opposed to trying to do a group thing. Sometimes people are quiet and they don't feel as valued. You do a one-on-one, or one, you know, Hazel and I, with you and a prospect, and we are guiding them and answering questions. They're feeling valued. That's just powerful, and so it can happen rather quickly.
Definitely, and I'm all up for that, Chase, to merge with yourself, with our groups and our teams and what we're trying to do. And it's so important because when we are seen, it changes us. And that's the important thing. Everybody needs to be seen and to be heard. When we see things out there, it changes us. And when people see us, truly see us, we too are changed. And that's, you know, the point that Chase is making, that so many people um, do not and are not heard, and they feel invisible. And, you know, even though we are into business and this is how we integrate it into our whole flow of our life, we help people's mindset. We help them with mental illness and all kinds of things. You know, I know there's a huge trajectory for mental illness, but for those people that feel left out, not welcome, we can help those people by just getting on a Zoom with them and saying, I can show you. And they say, but I feel so stupid, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, we can show you. We can show you one step at a time, even if it takes
Yeah,
an hour or 10 calls. I'm willing to
yeah,
do that for everybody. So
right. I
I
agree.
love it. And so, you know, just do it, guys.
Yeah.
So,
So as we wrap up here, and Hazel, you did such a good job. It's really encouraging to get those great ideas and begin implementing. Is there any questions that you may have? You can unmute. I'm just going to wrap up. Remember your language, not using or promising or guaranteeing, not posting dollar signs and pound signs, and not using the word opportunity, more of a project. Those are key. And
yeah,
doing live videos is essential because it's a different algorithm. Your live video will go out to more people than a typewritten post, than a image post. Live video just hits everybody, and that can be the fastest way. And you can just talk about positively how you're looking forward throughout your day, what you're doing in just a 1 or 2 minute video. Do something like that, and it build up, and all of a sudden people are going like, Martha, wow, what's got into you're doing all these lives? And you're like, I just want to help people, and I see the value of connecting with this world, and I found something that's very exciting that brings income to anybody that is challenged and stressed. And so that kind of language can really change things.
yeah. And, you know, especially when they hear our voice and they'll think, they get it. This person really gets me, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, and it is, mine's our language. Protect the house, as they say, protect Cash FX, protect what we've got. Don't exaggerate. There's no need to exaggerate anything, you know, about our
right.
earnings or what Cash FX deliver or what they don't deliver. There's no need to exaggerate. Keep it honest, keep it balanced. I would rather understate than overstate, you know,
Yeah,
because we've got something magical in our hands. We truly have. And I don't say that lightly after all I've been involved with. And Chase as well, I know we've kind of traveled parallel pathways in our crypto journey, I think.
yeah.
But
I'm going to go ahead and end the recording here. A few of us can stay on just for a moment or two.